Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another video about Algo Pro, one of my favorite alert services or indicator services that are out there. It includes a Discord. If you want to get a full review of, I'll put a link in the description below. You can go and check out my Algo Pro review. I've done a ton of videos on this system and I use it almost every day. And a lot of the videos are included in this article, but not all of them. So definitely check through my YouTube channel, maybe subscribe, and see, you get like all the different real trades that I've done with this system. And so I trade a lot of different things, and I trade the futures, I trade SPY a lot, I trade SPY in 3 minutes in particular, very regularly. So a lot of people ask me questions about it. This is the Discord for Algo Pro, and so I thought I'd answer a couple of questions on video. I know this guy right here has been asking me a few questions recently, and I thought a video response might be the easiest rather than going through all the details. So I think he's asked, what is the basically like this question right here. So what is your view on the time frame and multiplier? The bigger the time frame, the bigger the multiplier. Yep, and so I'll elaborate on what that means. I think he's also asking about the futures as well. So hopefully if you're watching this video, this will answer some of your questions. So I do trade the futures. I actually sell options on the futures though. So I'm using the buy and sell signals a little differently from what a lot of people might be using this particular tool for. But the same thing applies, right? So if you want a buy signal, you want to know that it's going up. You have a sell signal, you want to know it's going down. And so it's still a relevant kind of debate here. So let's have a look at a couple of things. So let's just start off on SPY 3 minutes. So let's just start really simple. So basically, a lot of people don't read the guide, and that's something that I've noticed. And if I have one criticism about Algo Pro, is that the documentation isn't the absolute best out there. However, it's half decent, it's workable, and the price is so good that it's my top recommendation for any sort of algo indicator system by far. And the price is typically anywhere, it varies a bit depending on what they're doing, whether they've got a deal or not. It varies from $150 to $200 for lifetime access, forever basically, which is phenomenal. Because sometimes you'll pay $70 or $80 a month just for some of these other indicators like Lux Algo or one of these other ones. So anyway, so here is the SPY on the 4 hour. Now, all you have to do to refine this chart before you use it is click on here. And a lot of you guys will already know this, but it's worth pointing out that there's a couple of things you can do. The first one is the multiplier right here. Now, for longer time frames, typically you'll get signals that are more accurate for the larger numbers. And by more accurate, I mean, you see this buy signal right here. And I haven't planned this or anything. I have no idea if this is going to work or not. It'll be quite funny if it doesn't. But as I change the Algo Pro multiplier, this should change position, right? So if I put it up, it should shift upwards, so it'll be a bit later. So it does, right? So you're in here. So you can see that you're getting a later signal on that particular thing. So what I do, and what you should do, just in my opinion, is when you find the charts and the tickers that you like to choose, you know, and trade, is set this number so that it makes it so that you're picking as close to the optimum positions as possible. So you can see as I change this, it's changed it to around here. Sell signals appeared here. I don't know if we're going to be able to shift this down by lowering the multiplier anymore. So if we lower it anymore, let's see if it does. It does. So it starts to come down. You can see that the multiplier is starting to make the signals more accurate. So it's as simple as that. Now the algo period, not completely sure what it is, and somebody quite rightly pointed out in the Discord that they're not really sure what it is either, but it fine-tunes things. So you can change things a little bit by messing with the algo period as well. I haven't found much difference though, so I don't really use it. We have to change it a lot to see if we can see an effect. So let's change it from 20 down to like 1. Wow, that does a lot. It changes. There we go. So I don't know if that's changed it much, like at all. So anyway, the algo multiplier is the important thing. Honestly, I was sticking with 4 for most things. And that was when I was working on the 3 minute SPY chart. So if you go to the SPY chart and set it to 3 minutes, maybe it wasn't optimal. Let's have a play and see. So here's the signals. You can see this would have worked really well. You sell here, and then boom, this big drop, and close it out here. Same here, and then this buy signal is currently underway, kind of half-heartedly so far. Let's see what happens if we change the multiplier on Algo Pro here. Try and move it out of the way so you guys can see. So the multiplier is right here. Let's go down, because you'd think that it would be more sensitive if you go down. So let's go up again. So you see how the sell signal, you watch this sell signal right here. As you go down, because it's a shorter time frame, it's starting to approach the point where the turning point is much more efficient. So there we go. So you can see the buy is happening a bit earlier. This buy is happening a bit earlier. I'll go back up so you can see what happens when we jump up. So you see how it's happening just a little bit later. So I've had this question from a couple of people. How do you get the signals just that little bit earlier? Well, this is the trick. You have to kind of refine the signal until you get it to the right point. Now you can go too far and it goes crazy, but you can also get it like, look at that. I mean, you don't want that. So you want to get it to the point where you're just getting the best possible signal. And in my eyes, I would say I'm okay with this. We're missing a few candles here, but these are only 3-minute candles, and you're getting the start of this uptrend really quite nicely. So for me, 3, or let's see what 4 looks like here. 4 is a little bit like one candle later, but you know, that's okay. So that's how you kind of refine the Algo Pro thing here. The period here, let's have a play with that and see what that does. It's at 8 at the moment. Let's go to let's increase it a bit, see what it does. It does change it quite a bit. You see how that sell signal jumped? Let's see if we go down the other way. So back to 10, go this way a little bit. So in these short time frames, this period does have more of an effect. So you can kind of play with it. See how this buy signal is creeping down? It's pretty nice. I'm liking that. So yeah, you are having a trade-off here though. This sell signal has now jumped to here, whereas maybe before it was up here. I'm not sure. But anyway, you can see things are changing a little bit. So really you have to dial in what you prefer on your particular tickers. So the other question was, if we go to my YouTube, make sure to check out the full review, by the way. I think it's really good. It's got tons of stuff. I show my real trades with real money on SPY 3-minute charts, and I go through every part of this whole system. So make sure you check the description below. Go through this. You'll also find in this article, you'll find the best possible prices at the current time for Algo Pro. And this may vary considerably. They honestly are having a really deep discount, and they've had it for a long time. It looks like they're slowly creeping their prices up. So I definitely jump on Algo Pro if it's something that you're interested in sooner rather than later. Already people were getting in at $150. Now some people are having to pay $200. So yeah, this thing's worth probably, I mean, if you compare it to other systems like it, you're talking like $1,000 for lifetime, and these guys are giving it away for between $100 and $200, so it's pretty good. Let's look at my YouTube here. I think I had a couple of questions. One guy said, thank you, real special, I have my video request made. So I did an analysis between a different system, TrendBot and Algo Pro. So this is the same guy who was talking about the system on the Discord. So he already has this, and he says, hey brother, any idea of in Algo Pro which is the best time frame on futures to trade? So my answer to that one is, in my experience, longer time frames are nearly always better on all of these algo systems, and there's lots of different reasons for that. You can nearly always see it if you just look at like a daily chart compared to like a 1-minute chart. But obviously not everybody wants to hold trades for 3 weeks or 10 weeks or something each time. So weird, my thing's messing up here. Let's just go to gold futures. I think I need to clear this actually. So go to futures, try ES again. There we go. Alright, so here's 3-minute on ES. You can always have the same chop on futures as you will on, you know, SPY or whatever, and you've got to again adjust those parameters. And so I've always found like 1 hour or 4 hours works really well. If you look at 4 hours for these things, look how nicely these things are working. So this sell signal for 4 hours, that's only, you know, from Wednesday at 9 to Monday, so it's a few days. Nice swing trade. This one's been beautiful as well, all the way up to here, still holding strong on this upswing, which is pretty nice. So there's no real answer to that. It varies a lot, but generally the longer the better. For swing trading, 4 hours is working really well, though you can see you have these long winners compared to the ones that might fake out a little bit, kind of get out of this break even, for example, but then you get this huge win, break even, and a huge win on the buy side or the sell side right here, and a huge win. So really the answer is kind of up in the air. You can change the different settings and see which is better. I've had a problem recently getting the day working. Let's see if it works this time. So it used to be I could see the daily charts, but now I'm getting this error, and I hope they fix it, because it's like I'm just not able to get any indicators on the daily charts, which is a little frustrating. But you could look at the 1 hour if you don't want to do the 4 hours as much. Here's the 4 hour. So you can see this buy is just beautiful, like all the way up. And of course there's always going to be the odd signal that's kind of break even. Sideways trending markets. So this is still an ES. So kind of sideways. So I trade ES, I trade gold and oil. So let's have a quick look at those. Crude oil futures. Just kind of looking here. Oil's pretty nice as well. Some good trades here. Nice sell signal right here. And this is without me playing with the sensitivity or multiplier. You can see the sell signal here is just fantastic as well in the 1 hour. So I'd definitely go in the longer time frames like this. You'll get much better results, I think. It's just a lot better overall. You still get the odd fake out, but in general you'll get good results. And so I see these people saying, oh, I can't find a good strategy to use on Algo Pro. And honestly, you don't need a big fancy strategy. You can actually fine tune the buy sell signals, and just with a little bit of finesse make a decent amount of money doing this. I mean, a buy signal here, this went up for like 2 weeks. Just following the line up all the way to the sell signal right here. So really fantastic moves. That's crude oil. Also look at, let me see, so we did ES. So I've done some treasury bond stuff. I haven't actually ever looked at that on here though. I've been, let's see. Looks like not too bad at all. A little bit more fakery. So maybe not the best one to use. But yeah. So you can always play with it. I mean, let's see, just out of fun here, if we can get rid of the sell signal, for example, or move it up to here so that future signals are more likely to be worthwhile. So let's do that real quick. Now, I'm on the 1 hour, I'm on a 4. Let's go this way first and see what happens. See if the sell signal moves. So far, nothing. Keep going. Nope. So the multiplier is not working at all there. So let's go down and see if reducing it to like 2 does something. Should do something. So far, absolutely nothing on this. I think 1 made it go crazy on some of the other charts. But nope, algo multiplier is not having an effect here. Go up the period here, see what happens. Wow. So now the period has a huge effect. So let's reduce the period down to 6. Wow. This is weird. Playing with this a little bit. Let's go down to 4. So there seems to be a big jump in the Algo Pro period. Unless there was a lag in the other thing. I'm just playing with it here and seeing what we can do. Interesting. Let's go up in the multiplier now. There we go. So we start to see things disappearing. There we go. So start to refine this a little bit. So now our sell signal is actually much further up, which is good. So this is actually already starting to look a little better. So you can see how playing about with it, you can get your charts that you're looking at, in this case the T-bond futures, to start to be a little bit more precise. So I'm pretty happy with this so far. I'm not going to spend the whole video messing around with those settings, but you can see the two of them combined, get it nice, look through the back testing of it, and then hopefully going forward it'll produce optimum results for you. And yeah, hopefully that's helpful. Just check to see if I've answered some questions here. My answer here, short time frame seem to do better with smaller multipliers. Basically, it's kind of, you just have to play with it, right? So I just showed there that you can mess with the two different numbers and get different results. Let's go up on this and see if this period does anything. It's like, I think there was a lag, so don't want to do anything too quickly. Yeah, so there's a lag, so you got to kind of wait and see what happens here. So here, this is actually really interesting. So now I actually prefer this chart, right? Because this is a 1 hour chart. Now you just get a buy signal. You don't worry about all the noise. You just continue this holding this thing all the way up here. So you can really change your signals quite significantly to fit your style of trading. Maybe you don't want to take trades that take this long. Maybe you want them to have more buys and sells, and you can tailor that inside that multiplier and period thing right here. Alright, well hopefully that's helpful. I know a lot of you guys follow the channel because of Algo Pro, and I'll keep experimenting with stuff, and your questions are really welcome because it helps me improve like the content I'm producing, and it gives me new ideas for trades and the way I want to trade this. So please keep commenting, asking questions in the Discord and also in the comments on this channel, and I'll talk to you guys soon.